Dear friends, welcome back to Data Analytics Talks. I'm sure we are more familiar with Informatica PowerCenter interfaces and its features. So we are able to do some hands-on with our Informatica PowerCenter. So far, we have done a demo ETL. We know how to configure the sources, how to configure targets, how to set up our mappings, how to do transformation. So one of the transformation we have used in our ETL is expression transformation. The expression transformation, we try to combine first name, last name, and make the full name. There are 23 transformations. The 23 transformation objects provided by Informatica. We have just iterated this multiple times. So again, you can see if you come, you can see expression transformation. We have the filter transformation. We have aggregator transformation. So if you want to find out the mean, max, or sum, average, we can use aggregator transformation. We can have a lookup transformation. We can look up the value with another table and get it. We have the sequence generator. If you would like to generate a sequence, that means put numbering. Okay, let's use this sequence generator. Then we have stored procedure transformation. We have the external procedure transformation. Custom transformation. We can integrate DLLs, put your logic into libraries, then do that. You can also do join. You can have multiple tables and join into a single table, single target table. Maybe you have data coming from different sources of the same type, then join them together and push into a one single source, single target. Then we have normalizer, rank, and we have the router transformation. That's what we are going to do today. So when I say router transformation, what do you mean? So router, suppose you have a table. We have a table. The table, in the Adventure Works, we have many tables. Look at one of the table. The table has sales order. Look at the sales order details table. Okay. The sales order detail table, you have many fields. Sales order ID, sales order details. We have the order quantity, product ID, sales special offer ID, unit price, and so on. So in some cases, maybe this is an example. So there is sales order quantity. You can see order quantity starting from 1 to some 40, 50. Okay, maybe each order will have the number of quantities. So my business asked me, I want to bucketize it. Maybe all the orders which falls below 10, all the orders which is above 10 and below 25, all the orders above 25 quantity. So put it into 3 buckets. Okay. So if I map that exercise into an Informatica PowerCenter, I have the sales order table. I have brought in something called a transformation. This transformation is called router transformation. I already told you. If you look at this, you have one input and multiple outputs. Okay. So you can see that I have this one input as the sales data, and this has been split into 3 groups. You have data above 10 and less than 25, less than 10, and we have another group which is above 25. So the actual data is grouped into 3 different groups, and there is also something called a default, which don't follow into any of these groups, that falls into the default. And I have 3 targets tables, and I can load data to the corresponding target table from this specific group. So any data which is less than 10 will go to that particular target table. Any data which is above 10 and below 25 will go to that particular target table. And any data which is above 25 will go to that particular target table. So I would like to show you how to implement this scenario. Okay. So this is called a router transformation. And we also having something called filter transformation. Now, what is difference between filter transformation and router transformation? You may ask that question. So in this case, you can group it. But for example, I have this data. The data, I just wanted to filter only the order quantity that is equal to 1. So we want to know the list of people who have just ordered one quantity of a product. So that we are going to apply a filter. So we are not bothered about the rest of the orders. Only we are bothered about the quantity which is just 1. So if you're using a filter, there is another transformation which is called a filter transformation. That transformation will help you just filter only that particular condition. Only those conditions, only fulfilling that particular condition. That is a filter transformation. So probably you will understand from this router transformation. Then later we will come to the filter transformation. So just understand there is a filter transformation. There is also a router transformation. Okay. So I am going to show you how to do this in this video. So like that, let me go to the repository manager. I would like to create a new folder. Let me create a new folder. So this is the sales order group. Okay, let me click OK. So that folder is created. I am just closing this. So we have just created a new folder, new project. So it is not reflected here. I will just disconnect it. I will just connect this again. So we have to give the password. And now we can see the sales order groups. So this has the basic folder structure. So let's right click on this new project and click open. So the source analyzer is opened. So we can map your sources first. Let me just go to the sources. I need to import the data. My data is in a CSV file. I just click import. I can select all files, the sales order router CSV file. Let me click OK. It's a delimited file. You can also connect to SQL, no problem. But I am just loading it from a CSV file. It has a header. So let me choose the header option. Click next. So it's a double quotes. It says comma separated. And let's leave it as it is. Next. Yeah, we can see the fields it has in the CSV file. And also it takes the number of the length of the data. Okay, let me just finish this. So with this we have loaded the data source. Now we have so many columns like sales order, carrier tracking number, sales order ID, order quantity, product ID, special offer ID, unit price, then unit price discount, then line total. So these are all mostly numeric fields, and the length of the fields are identified. Okay. So what is next? So I mentioned that we have 3 targets tables. Let's go to the target. So we have to map the target designer. So we have to go to the target. Let's import from database, because I have created this part of the Oracle database. We have the HR, and we need to share the password. I can connect these. You will see the HR database populated here. Let me select the tables. I have 3 tables. Okay, about 10, about 25, and less than 10. Let me click OK. So we have the 3 targets, isn't it? We have 3 targets table. So all the tables having the similar fields. Okay, because we know only the grouping is different. Everything else is same. So we have the targets, we have the source. Okay, now things are getting very fast, right? So let me go to the mapping. Next thing we have to mapping designer. Let me go to the mapping and create a new mapping. Okay, let's say M sales order grouping. Okay, this is our mapping. So as you know, we have to first drag the source. It's a flat file source. Whatever the source, we know we can see 2 tables, right? One is specific to the PowerCenter or Informatica. One is original database structure. So these are all number. This is decimal. Okay. It has also taken the length. Mostly they are similar. All are having the output port. If you double click, you can see the port, and you can even change the precisions and all here. All are input and output ports. We have the properties, we have the source, and we are also having some metadata. So when you click on this header and double click on it, you are able to see the properties. So let me just upload the targets tables. Okay. So we have 3 targets tables, right? We have 3 target tables. So what's our purpose? We need to get the sales orders, and we want to group them according to our business rules, then push that into the respective table. That's our goal. Okay. So let me just keep it here so that we know we can able to see all the columns. Okay. So now which transformation we have to use? So is it an expression or is a router or filter? So we have a filter already mentioned. The filter we can have multiple groups. We can only have one group which is active, And now let me just take the router transformation. Let me just make this here. So this we have not, there is no port, but what we have to do is we have to select all these fields and map to this router transformation. So this is a default mapping, right? This is a default mapping. So we don't have any grouping yet. But what we need to do, we have to create groups, right? We have to create groups. How can I create the groups? Just double click on it. Of course, we can rename it. We can say RTR sales order grouping. Okay. Then ports. Okay. All the ports having input. So they are all coming from the source. Okay. So let's go to the properties. Let's go to the group. Okay. This is very important for us in this demo. So if you hover over this, you can add a new group to this router. Delete a group. We can say copy a group. We can say paste, sort, move up, down. Okay. So let me click on new. See, as soon as I click on a new group, you can see a new group 1 and a default one. So remember that when you're using the router transformation, there is a default option comes default. Okay. Just like the switch statement. So whichever is not falling into the expression will fall into the default. So you can also represent a expression here for every group. So I can delete the group. I can add a group. I need 3 groups, right? We have 3, we need 3 groups. So let me just change the name. I'll put above 25. I will put above 10. I will put below 10. So we have 3 groups. Default, we don't care now. Okay. The path for the data when none of the group condition is satisfied. That is the default group. Then let's go to the expression. Okay, let's remove this. We can go to the port. So what is our condition? We should be order quantity greater than or equal to 25. That is the formula. That is the expression. So let me validate. So expression passed successfully. Very cool. Then coming to the second one, this is about 10, but it is less than 25. Let me just remove the true. No. So order quantity greater than 10 and order quantity less than 25. So this is a expression for anything above 10. This also passed successfully. Very nice. So last one, remove this true. So we can have a port order quantity less than 10. Okay. So we have, again, if you explore, we have the plus, minus, all these operators are supported. Okay. We can also check any variables also. Okay. Now we are only using the port. Just explore. We have a lot of functions here. If you want to convert, we have a date function. We have the encoding function. We have the financial functions. We have numerical functions. We have scientific functions. We have special functions. Then we have variables. Okay. So explore everything. Like if you want to know more about this grouping or the available features, please spend time on it. Okay, let me click OK. I will just validate before I close operation. Click OK. So I can apply. Okay. So now you see, look at, we have 3 groups, right? Anything above 25, above 10, and below 10. So we have 3 groups and a default group. So now it is time. So note that this default, like whatever we associated from the source, there is no output ports. So only for the groups we have output ports. So we cannot, if I want, we cannot take whole data to the table. Okay. We can only attach the groups. So let me just say, so anything above 25. So this one is about 10. This one is about 25. This is less than 10. Okay. So let me do first below 10. I select all. I can just map to this. This is less than 10. Okay. Default we are not considering. Then about 10. So this is about 10. Coming to here. So this mapped about 10. Right, this about. Now we have about 25. I can choose and map here. Right. So we have sales order. Okay. So we have just mapped all. So let me right click and arrange all. See how a router transformation is arranged by the system itself. Okay. So now our transformation activity is complete. What is next? We need to create a workflow, right? Let me save it for that. So it's saying the mapping is valid. So next, let me go to the workflow. So we have the new sales order groups. There is no workflow attached here. Let me go to workflow designer. I go to task. Create a task. So we can say sales grouping. This is a session, right? Let me create this. So we have already created a mapping, sales order grouping. So by default, I am attaching. So this is done. Okay. Now I need to go to the workflow designer, and create a workflow. Again, this is WF sales. Sales order grouping. Click OK. I can do this. I can do this sales session. Now I need to link the start. So click on the link and the start. So this is cool. Let me save this. This is the workflow sales group is valid. So what is left over? Let's click on settings. See the mapping, sales order. So this is a file reader. And we need to set the path. Let's go. Let's go to the. So we have this is a path of our file. Let me replace this variable and put. So this is the path. It's a direct path. We are giving the direct path folder and the file name. We can also, there's also indirect. We can also specify this path into another file, maybe another file, and then use it. Okay. Coming to the sales order, it's already mapped into the Oracle. And if you don't need, you can unselect the update or like the delete. Okay. For all of them. So we have 3 targets. So let me just unselect, then apply. Okay. So now we have also set the connection strings, everything. So let me again save these. So we have done the workflow. Now I need to also monitor, right? So let me just open the monitor. Now I need to right click, start the workflow. Let me go to the monitor. So it's running. After few seconds, this is succeeded. So if you want to select the, see the logs, I can check here. So how many rows? It is 1,21,317, but 1,20,549 is moved to the target. But there are some default which is not falling into this category. That's why you don't see the number of records matching to source and target. Okay. So now let's go back and I will show you the database. So this is our Oracle database. Okay. If we go to the, let me close all of them. Okay, we have 3 tables, right? All are having the similar schema. Okay, so go to the data. So this order quantity about 10. See, all these records will have the order quantity about 10. It can be 12, 13. So whatever this is, till 13. I think till 19. It will come till 25. And coming here 25, this order quantity is anything above 25. This is anything order quantity above less than 1. So we have 3 tables with data grouped using Informatica PowerCenter. So this is a typical example of the usage of router transformation, where we have a single data source then split the data into 3 groups and push the data into 3 different target tables. I hope you understand this. And the filter transformation also something similar to this. Okay, maybe if you need, we can do another video on the filter transformation. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you find it interesting. I really find interesting. Thank you.